Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Love Morning Show. I am your host, JB Lee. And what a good morning it is. Good morning. Good morning. On this wonderful Wednesday morning, God is so good. He's so good. He's so good to us. He is so good. He does everything in our life that we need because that's just who he is. He brings us into a place in him where I'm telling you, it's just so wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to be in this life of Christ in our life and him doing everything in our life. And we want to say good morning to you on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday morning. Welcome to the Love Morning Show. I'm your host, JB Lee. Welcome to the Love Morning Show. Man, I'm telling you, every morning we get on here, we say everything that God has done, considering our life in him. Good morning, McClammon. Good morning. And what we'll say is that he loves us with everlasting love. Man, that covers a lot of area in our life. He loves us with everlasting love. He loves us with everlasting love. No expiration date on his love. It will not expire. It has no end. It lasts forever. Because that's just who he is. Good morning, Lola. Good morning. Good morning, Pastor Dorita Best. That's just who he is. And he says that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Man, I'm telling you, that's wonderful. And he says that we're more than conquerors. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. You can't be. You say you're more than conquerors, but you don't need to be begging God because see. He knows who you are. You more than conquerors. You don't have to beg for anything. You just live in him as he live in you. And you just tell God what you need and you expect it and thank him in advance. Let's do it. He said he loves us with an everlasting love. His love will never fade away. He says that we are fearfully, wonderfully made, and that we are more than conquerors. I was looking at my time to make sure I'm on time here with this stuff here because we got an interview this morning, and I don't want to run into the interview time. All right, listen. God is so wonderful. He loves us so much. He cares for us so much, and he got everything we need in him on this wonderful Wednesday morning. People, I'm telling you, God really loves us. He cares for us, and he's not withholding anything from us. He is not just sitting in heaven thinking, well, I'm going to let them figure it out. I saved them. That's good enough. No, that ain't what he does. He don't do us that way. He don't say, well, I'm going to just sit here and watch them figure this stuff out for themselves. See, can they get it right? That's not God. And I'm telling you, that would never be God. He loves us. He loves us. He loves us. And he cares for us. So he's not just sitting around in heaven waiting on you to figure out this life. He says, I'm living in you to help you out. I'm living in you to bring you a place in me where life becomes easy. Yeah, you're going to have some trials and tribulations. You're going to be persecuted. Pastor Jackson talked about that last week. We're going to be persecuted for his name's sake. But that's all right. He's given us the assurance that he's going to take care of everything we need. So, yeah, you might have to go through a little trial, through a little tribulation. You might have to suffer some for his name, but that's okay. You're going to come out on top. We always win. You need to say that to yourself. I always win. I always win. And the best thing to do is just trust him. In the middle of the situation, let's trust him because we always win. Every day of our life, we always win. Good morning, Richard. Every day we always win. And I'm telling you, he don't make any mistakes. He listen, you might say, well, I don't know about this. He knows. He might say, well, I tell you, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this. He know you're going to make it through because you win. That's why he says we're more than conquerors. He don't say we're more than conquerors, but just because we believe. He said we're more than conquerors because we always win. Man, there's some benefits in Christ. In living this life in him. I'm telling you, things gonna come, things gonna go. Life gonna happen to all of us. But we have to remember, we always win. You say, well, what if, somebody, they still winning? All right. Good morning, Deacon Lamb. Good morning. All right, we get ready to have our first interview with Miss Shivon Daniels, and I'm bringing her in now. First interview on our morning show, on the Low Morning Show, and I'm telling you, we're gonna get some information. Information. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Vaughn?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Good, good. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. Listen, this is our first interview. We want to welcome to the Little Morning Show Miss Shivon Daniels from out of Creedmoor, North Carolina. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good
Good morning.
morning. Good
Listen,
morning.
tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit. We know that you're in the medical field, and we welcome you to the Little Morning Show. But tell us a little bit about what you do and what your, what do you do?
Okay. So I am a nurse practitioner. Um, I'm specializing in endocrinology. Um, some people might not know what that is. So basically, the things that people know are diabetes, thyroid disease, thyroid cancer. Um, we do cholesterol disorders and bone disorders like osteoporosis. Those are probably the common things that people would recognize. But right now, I'm specializing in endocrinology.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Now, this is not just a general practice. It's more of I guess, a pointed treatment that you do.
Yeah, it's a specialty, so it's not just like primary care. We specialize in hormones and the things that I mentioned earlier.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you, Ms. Daniels, in your process of or in your career working in the medical field, uh, are there any disadvantages or advantages to a certain group or to people that you see in your field or see in your practice where they come or don't come to the doctors, and how is that important for us to know?
Well, it's important to have, everyone should have a primary care physician or nurse practitioner or PA or whatever, um, because everyone should have a physical once a year. It's best to catch things before they arise instead of after they arise. Prevention is the key. So having a primary provider and getting a physical once a year and preventing illness is better than catching something after it arises. So it's very important that everyone has someone that they trust so that when they make recommendations, they listen and they trust their recommendations and heed and do what they ask of them to prevent illness, or even after illness happens, is very important for treatment to prevent long-term effects of certain illnesses.
Okay, okay. Now, myself, I have, and I don't think people know the difference, but I don't just have a regular practitioner. I have an internal medicine
Mhm.
doctor. And years and years ago, you instructed me and your mom to get an internal medicine doctor versus a regular doctor. Now tell the people what the difference is, and remind me again what the difference is because I've forgotten over the years. Uh,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so family medicine, they do like physicals once a year, and they're capable of handling all, illnesses. However, if something arises that need a specialist, they're more apt to refer out to a specialist. But an internal medicine doctor, they have extra training and expertise, and they can treat a lot of things that family practitioners would send to a specialist. Um, Internal medicine doctors, they seem to dive deeper
mhm.
and look further than a family practitioner.
Okay, so they go beyond the scope of a regular
Right.
practitioner. And
And it's also important to have a physician that has hospital privileges, because when you go to the hospital, your doctor or someone in their practice that's familiar and can see your chart and your information can see you while you're in the hospital if something were to happen and you had to go into the hospital, versus someone that does not have hospital privileges. They can't come see you in the hospital. You'll be seen by what they call medical house staff, which are like the residents that are learning in the hospital but have a physician overseeing them. And in my opinion, it's best to have someone that has hospital privileges. That way, when you go into the hospital, you have a physician that's either your doctor or someone that works in their practice that, they can always, reach out to them or something if they had questions about you or something like that.
Oh, okay. So that person, the internal medicine doctor, really they know more detail about your medical history than pretty much anyone else. Because I mean, well, they do, but when you have to go to the hospital, they are there, or they can be there, or like you said, have somebody in your practice that can attend and to see about you, that will know more about your medical history than the doctors at the
Mhm.
hospital. So yeah, that's very, very important. Um, I think this is my last question, and you can interject anything you want to interject. How important is it to have health insurance? Because I noticed a lot of people uh, do not have health insurance. Even people that have jobs that offer health insurance, a lot of people do not participate in the program. They don't take in the advantage of getting health insurance. How important is it to have health insurance?
It's very important to have health insurance. A lot of people say, well, I'm healthy, I don't go to the doctor. Well, you should go to the doctor once a year and have a physical, but you never know when a catastrophic event may happen. And to lessen the financial burden, you should have health insurance so that you can get the care you need and can get the services you need without having that financial burden of having to pay out of pocket. A lot of people don't opt in for health insurance because it may cost, X amount out of their check. But in the long run, that's better because you never know when something catastrophic will happen. And you need health insurance for your physicals once a year. And I mean, to help pay for your medications, if you're on medications and things like that. It's very important to have health insurance. You don't want to, wait until something happens and then try to reach out and get health insurance. And then you have back bills and all these things that you have to, that's a big financial burden for people. So it's best to have health insurance.
Yeah, yeah. Now you worked in the hospital as a nurse for several years, and have it, and you might can't answer this, and you might can. If you can't, just don't answer it. But have you noticed that people without health insurance do not get treated the same as people with health insurance? Is that, I've heard that, but I've never, I don't know, because I've always had health insurance. But I think, a lot of people that, I don't know, is that something that's true, or is this just a myth?
Well, I think it depends. Is state to state dependent. Where I was working at in the hospitals I've worked at, you don't per se get treated differently because you don't have health insurance, but it limits the treatment you can do because they can't. You're thinking, okay, they can't afford this, or like especially like medications, good medications you can't prescribe because they won't be able to afford them.
Oh,
Now that's a whole nother topic, why medications cost as much as they do. That's a whole nother topic. But yeah, you here where I've worked, I have not noticed where people get treated different or get less care because they don't have insurance. But I do know there are some states that have like hospitals that are specifically, people, it's kind of like a low budget hospital for people that don't have insurance, and they may not get the care that they need because of the place that they're at, because they don't have health insurance. But where I have worked at, I have not seen that. But I have seen where even in my practice, like certain medications people can't afford because of the insurance they have or because they, don't have insurance, and it's like, it's the better medication for them, but I can't give it to them because they don't have insurance and they can't afford it.
Wow. Wow. So it actually even matters what kind of insurance you have from what you're saying is because some insurance will pay more and some will actually pay less and some will pay for certain treatments and some will not pay for certain treatments. So it's better to have it and and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Mm-hmm.
Health insurance. So I'm telling you that's so important. And a lot of people uh, and I know we probably don't have time, but we might have to bring you back another day. Sure we will. But there is a disconnect in the church community and doctors,
Yes.
and that's been for many years. And I've been wondering about that because my thing is God made the doctors and gave them the ability to practice medicine. He gave somebody the ability to learn about the anatomy of the body so we could go and see a doctor and that they could help us out. But there's a big disconnect. And I'm sure in your practice you've seen this, the big disconnect between the doctors in the church or the hospitals in the church or medicine in church. Have you seen that in your practice?
Yeah, yeah, yes, I have. And it's not going back to even being a nurse. I've seen it. I've seen, like, I remember as a nurse having a patient, and I mean blood pressure sky high, close to having a stroke, and she would not take her blood pressure medicine because she said that God was going to heal her. And I understand that, but like you said, God made doctors and gave them the ability and the pharmaceuticals to make the medicine and things like that. And it was very scary to me because she honestly didn't understand how sick she was, and
Wow.
she wouldn't take it for that reason. But yes, I have seen that, and that's why I say it's very important to have a practitioner or a doctor that you trust, because I've also had people come to me, and once I explain and break it down to them and explain everything to them, they're like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. Well, this person, told me this, but they didn't explain it the way you did, and I just didn't really trust them, and I didn't trust what they were saying. But now that I've talked to you and I trust you, and I'm gonna try it, I'm gonna take the medicine. And so that's why it's important to have someone that you trust as well. But yes, there is a big disconnect with the church and medicine, and um, people believing that God will heal them without medicine. And it's not until after they have a stroke or something bad happens that then they start taking the medicine. But then it's kind of late, right? Because then you already
Yeah.
have, like, weakness or paralysis or all these things from the stroke, when you could have prevented that if you would have taken it from the beginning. Um,
Yeah.
and we saw the same thing with COVID and the COVID outbreak, and people not trusting and believing in the vaccine. And then after they're in the hospital and they're near death, they're like, can you give me the vaccine now? And I'm like, well, it won't help now. I mean, you should have
Wow.
gotten it prior to.
Wow. Wow. And even in that time, you were actually working at the hospital as a nurse during COVID. Is that correct?
Yes, in the emergency primarily.
Wow. And I know that was a scary time seeing all those people that needed help that couldn't get help because they waited too late,
Mm-hmm.
uh, trusting their own instincts and their own intuitions and not being able to trust the doctors and the help that they needed. And I know a lot of people still, to each his own. You can't argue with people about their medical needs or whatever. But I think it's very important. I think it's very, very important for people to trust God and trust medicine because you can't. You say, well, you can't. The two don't go hand in hand. They go exactly hand in hand because He has given them the ability to study the body and He's given the people the ability to make medicine to help us. And there's nothing wrong with healing. And sometimes your healing is in the process of, of, of medicine and doctors. And there's nothing wrong with miracles because miracles still happen. But I'm not going. If I'm having a situation, I'm not going to be the one that's drowning. And God said, I sent you some man out there in a boat. You didn't. Well, God sent me help. I sent somebody in a helicopter. You didn't get on that. So what you want me to do? So I don't want to be in that situation.
Yeah.
So Ms. Daniel, we thank you for your time, with for this information that you've given us and for sharing in what you do and how we can get engaged with our medical health and get more healthier and live longer lives. And we thank you again. And you have a wonderful day, a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you for your time.
Thank
And say hello to the family. We love you. We
All
love you
right.
here at the Love Morning.
Love y'all. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
All right, folks. We heard it. We heard it. We heard it. This Shivon Daniels about our medical. I just turned my camera around. So listen, let's be more cautious of our medical experience, and let's put some time in. We're gonna get on down to we're running out of time, which is a good thing. It's okay. We still got some more time in the day, but we're gonna get on down to our lunch menu for the day, and we're gonna get on off of here. Our lunch menu for the day. Man, this ain't gonna be good. We just talked about medical stuff. This is not gonna be good. Ugh, I don't know if I should let you know this, but our lunch menu for the day, we just talked about high blood pressure. Our lunch menu for the day is pig ears and sweet potatoes. That's bad. Pig ears and sweet potatoes. You take them pig ears and you soak them, get all that hair off of them, and you cook them slow. And you want to be able to wrap them so you can put some barbecue in between them. You got your pig ear taco and sweet potatoes, and I don't want a bit of it. All right, let's get on down to do our declaration for the day. Let's do our declaration for the day. Listen, God has said some wonderful things about us, and we're going to get it in because we believe what He says. He says today is a blessed day, a day full of love because God, you are love, a day full of grace, a day full of mercy, a day full of peace, a day full of joy, a day full of health, a day full of prosperity, a day full of all of who you are, God, because you are our everything. Listen, today is a blessed day, a day full of love because God, you are love, a day full of grace, a day full of mercy, a day full of peace, a day full of joy, a day full of health, a day full of prosperity, a day full of all of who you are, God, because you are our everything. McClain say, no, Jeff, just give her the sweet potato. Today is a blessed day, a day full of love because God, you are love, a day full of grace, a day full of mercy, a day full of peace, a day full of joy, a day full of health, a day full of prosperity, a day full of all of who you are, God, because you are our everything. Listen, go have a wonderful, wonderful day on this wonderful Wednesday. Go love on somebody, help somebody, pray for somebody, but don't let nobody mess up your day, not even yourself. And remember, God loves you. He loves you. He's not mad at you. Get healthy. Get healthy. See your doctor. Go get you one. Get you some insurance. He's not disappointed in you. He wants the best for you. Check in on him sometimes. See what he got for you. Listen, go have a wonderful, wonderful day. We love you here at the Love Morning Show. We out.